afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Propagandacast tactical highlight. I haven't done those in some time, but had a match that's, I think, much too short to actually cast here between Dave and Twisted Tootsie, but still had something, moment I'd like to highlight. Sort of a really nice flank from Dave. Sort of already here, sort of partly going through it, or at least the initial steps of it. Basically, Twisted Tootsie sort of focusing most of his forces into the west. He's preparing for Dave to assault him head on, again. Which again is what most players are going to do. His right flank, though, is in fact horrifically exposed, and Dave, like a good player, of course, senses this and sends in a force to attack that, even as he's sending in maybe a single Pentagon squad to act as bait from the front. And again, a good flank usually involves an element that sort of keeps the opponent's attention focused to where they want them, and then you sort of hit them from the side. Again, there's a lot of, bit that I've talked about a few times, a bit of a magician's tricks involved. Again, you sort of got the bit where you want them to pay attention to, and then you got the actual magic, in this case, the actual flank, where you then sort of hit them hard. And we also got a Panther 4 there, will be sort of joining below. We can see that the infantry, 2-2s, will be striking through here. Likely a good priority target will be the anti-tank, at which point there will be less threats to the Panther 4. There's an Sham there getting repaired mips, anything you get, the rifles are ready, anticipating the head-on assault from Dave. So, let's see it in action, actually, as it sort of goes through here. Grenadiers moving in, 2-2, MD-42 setting out there, Panther 4 moving down the high road. Again, he's not in full repairing, he's just moving in there fast. And that's, of course, also the essence of a good flank, speed. So there you go. We got the infantry moving up out there, hitting the anti-tank, and then in a few moments, Panther 4 engaging the Sherman head-on. Panzer Grenadiers acting as bait from the front, drawing away attention as the main sort of thrust here goes through the south, heading up behind Twisted Tootsie's forces, threatening the Sherman with Panther faster the Panther 4. That just keeps pressuring as well, tightening the noose around Twisted Tootsie's twisted neck. And that's all of a sudden his anti-tank gun is gone. He's recruiting it, but there's still Grenadiers with light machine guns able to quickly clear it away, and the Panther 4 moves in. That's, of course, highlighting the importance of cooperating with infantry and tanks. That's overall creating a larger unity that can overall do more damage. And with this, all of a sudden, Twisted Tootsie has found himself a bit guarded. His anti-tank and is gone. His infantry's, quickly falling apart in the face of all of this. He's cut off from his western fuel, and while there's, of course, tank moving up here now causing problems, overall the impact on Dave is going to be limited because Dave has impacted on Twisted Tootsie a lot more. Basically, he's taking a situation where there's actually roughly equal in terms of firepower, if not closer to be, in Twisted Tootsie's favour, but by sort of hitting on the right paths, and with sufficient force and speed, and it's not just, these two things separately, and they need to work together, force and speed, with good coordination, that who's able to just suddenly decimate Twisted Tootsie and swing the game balance heavily in Dave's favour. So I mean, there's what really just makes a good flank is being able to realise where to hit, when to hit, and then hit it really as hard with as much force as possible, thusly causing as much disruption but also as much damage as possible, which is basically what allowed Dave to pull this off, doing as much damage and, of course, crippling Twisted Tootsie, thusly winning Dave the fight, because again, you're not going to see the entire thing because it's too short. So there you go. But tactical highlight, don't do these very often. Sometimes you just sort of get these nice little moments I just want to highlight, thusly the tactical highlight. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this little tactical highlight. If you subscribe, like, share, comment on it. If not, of course, I'll probably don't do these as much, but think these are still worth a bit for educational purposes, but also just because it looks really neat. So again, if you did like it, that's great, and of course let me know in the comments. And of course, a big thanks to all my patrons and supporters, without which this episode would be impossible, or this video would be impossible, since again they do support me nicely alongside those who donate. And of course, you can also do the same thing. Links in the video description. This is Imperial Dane signing off, and see you all for another video in the future. Cheers.